Yeah, I'll probably bounce out and have a cigarette after we go live.
You're live.
All right. Yep, we are live. Stone
I
guy
heard I heard Quark
223.
I heard Quark's gonna cut something. Is that true?
Yeah. He's gonna smash something.
Smash it.
Smash it. Oh, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Stone guy 223 here with Easy Bake Gun Club for my left. Appreciate you tuning in. And then Tack Daddy.
I'll say hi for him. Hi from Easy Bake. Hi from Tac Daddy. Thanks. Appreciate it.
And Speak for Sully.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And Vigilant Spectre.
What's going on, guys? I keep forgetting, and we were talking about this in the chat beforehand, that the Tac Day live show starts at 9 Eastern.
Yep. 9 Eastern, the only
9,
time
not 10.
zone that matters.
Yeah, I was editing footage from SHOT Show, and we're trying to get it all out, this week, so that people don't get pissed off about watching more SHOT Show.
Well, that thing you were just talking about with was that magnetic thing that attaches to your plate carrier, and then the magnet on the buttstock?
It's called, it's by Asymmetric Technologies, and they do a bunch of various contract work for the United States Armed Forces across the board. All kinds of different stuff that is not necessarily related to this, but their product that they came out with is called the Artificial Shoulder Pocket, and I have 2 videos on it. It's a magnetic weapon stabilization device that attaches to a shoulder strap, maybe on a carrier or even on a backpack, and then it has another piece that attaches to your weapon system, on the stock of the gun, and it sucks the rifle into your shoulder and holds it in place. So it takes weight off the felt weight of the gun off your arm and stuff like that. It also, sucks it into a repeatable position. So people sometimes, if you wear a plate carrier, you might know that it's hard to figure out where a stable point on your shoulder is.
Right.
So especially if you have to adjust it a bunch, like if you're going from different conditions, like if you're going from hot to cold, your plate carrier might need resized because you're wearing a parka, for instance.
Now, is it just a shooting stabilization, or can you actually with that magnet, can you take off and run with your gun attached?
Yes and no. You can take the gun and reflect it sideways. Like if this is my, where's my camera? Oh, if this is my rifle, and I stick it like this, like the receiver to my gun, I can take off and run with it. It obviously won't support it from the stock forward. That would be silly. But they're really strong magnets. They got a couple of different iterations that they're working on for various applications. It depends on what the specific reason for its use is. If you're in full kit, it's going to be different than if you're a cop and you're wearing a low profile, level 3 carrier or something like that. Those sort of things are going to be different. They're developing different versions for that sort of thing. But
that was going to be my next question. Have they made recognized a law enforcement or a low profile application?
Yeah, they are.
Military.
They're right. The product right now, as it sits, is for civilian and military uses. They have not actually gone to that what they're calling their light system. They're in the development stages right now because they're trying to make something that's going to fit the various the wide spectrum that is the law enforcement rigs. Basically, if you're in the military, you're issued blah. It fits one or two. There's 1 or 2 different types.
Right. It's more universal than law enforcement.
Law enforcement, they're pretty much whatever your agency decides to buy. Civilian's a little bit different too, but most rigs that you buy on the civilian market are based off of a certain size strap. The majority of them, like 80% of them, have the same size strap on the thing, so it's a little bit easier. They're not as widespread as some of the Leo stuff, depending, because not all cops are wearing rifle ballistic protection. They're not wearing level 4 plates. I mean, most of the stuff that Leo guys wear are soft armor.
Soft armor, absolutely. 3A stuff.
You know, and it's more low profile. It's designed to fit underneath of their actual uniform. Sometimes, sometimes it's an overvest, so it's got wide shoulder straps. You know, it just really depends. You know, so they're working on it, and they're very close to getting something that fits the multitude of specs. It's just, you know, they're going to be calling it their light system, which is they actually took some of the functionality out of it. It has right now it has the ability to pull away. It has 2 sets of magnets in the shoulder. It's able to pull away. You can actually hang your weapon there. But what that does is it adds, you know, space. So what they're trying to do is reduce that space and give you a wider breadth of things. So I mean, it's kind of cool. It's nice to be part of the design process on something like that from the ground up. So it's coming.
Well, that's pretty sweet. What's so they have opened it up for the civilian market or not?
Oh yeah, it's open to the civilian market. I have one laying right over there.
Now what's a typical MSRP?
I don't remember. They did. Let me see if I can find their website real quick. I think their website's live. They just dropped it before shot. Hang on.
Oh, right on. Oh, well, cool. What's the?
Let me find
it. All right. Awesome.
I'll find the link and then we can.
Yeah, I'll put it down in the notes or post it in the thing. Let people check that out.
Stone, I'm gonna drop and jump right back on. Okay.
Right on. So the guy from Easy Bake, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
My camera on. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. How you been?
No, not too bad. So I appreciate you jumping on. Tac Daddy's always giving us the great stories you put out. The pro gun side of things, you know, it's all too often you hear the negative stories associated with firearms. So
that's how we got started. Actually, it's not. We got started being idiots, but then it became a news site.
No, that's awesome. I mean, we need something. I wish more mainstream media would get involved and really push the.
I mean, slowly but surely, you're seeing it a little more. I mean, it's obviously got a bias, but you're starting to see it's more and more common for a notable defensive gun use to actually make mainstream news compared to, let's say, a year or two ago.
Yeah, I have been noticing a few more stories in mainstream news.
Yeah, they're just starting. I mean, I wouldn't say it's this massive change, but it's definitely something that you can notice. You'll start seeing them on CNN. You'll start seeing. I mean, now the ones that make it mainstream are obscenely good. I mean, the family in Alabama where they all saw the guy drive by while they were being interviewed on TV, and all surrounded the car and held the guy at gunpoint. Yes, that should be mainstream news. It's a great defensive gun use. But 2 years ago, that would not have come close to getting on.
Now, I got to talk to you at SHOT and hear the completely uncensored version. Short answer, do you think things are swinging a little bit more to the pro gun side as of late?
Ooh. Here's what I'll say. I think that politically, I actually think it's a really dangerous time. Politically, things are peaceful because no real anti-gun legislation has any chance of passing anytime soon. But I think that when things seem peaceful is also a time. Oh, thanks for that link, Spectre. I think that's also the time that you can be surprised because people get complacent, or the gun industry and gun lobbies in general is notorious for doing the same stupid thing that anti-gun groups do, and when they think they have an advantage, they push for way more than the public wants, right, and end up losing ground instead of gaining ground.
Yeah, so I'd actually like to say something about that. The thing that pisses me off about the complacency thing, I put 2 links in the chat, by the way,
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, I'll post them.
But anyway, so we're saying it's peaceful right now, but we're not doing anything with it. See what I'm saying? So like, what we're all doing right now is we're like, oh, gosh, we're safe for a little bit. So what we've been doing is we've been fighting it, so we're tired. So now we're sitting here and we're like, oh, thank God I don't have to worry about it for a little while. Until the next time it comes around and we're fighting it again, we keep losing ground but we're not taking anything back. You know, so we're basically wasting time right now. We should be taking it forward, which we're not doing, which pisses me off.
Right, and I think there's a level that needs to be balanced out, because here's what's probably going to happen. It's what historically the gun lobby does, just like the anti-gun lobby does. When they start to feel peaceful, about 6 months from now, as Obama becomes more of a lame duck, you're going to see some very pro-gun bills. The problem is you're going to see bills that are beyond what the public is comfortable with, and that ends up pushing the balance back the other way. It's the same thing that happened after Newtown with anti-gunners.
Can you give me an example of what they would push for that would be, you know, outside of the public taste, for instance?
Outside the public taste, I think if you push for repeal,
national reciprocity.
No, I think actually reciprocity. I think it would be a good stepping stone. I think that when you get to other stuff,
I think
start talking about like repealing the NFA, while all of the people in the gun world understand that has very little balance. But when you start talking about Joe Public, and you literally are talking about, as far as it's going to be put in the media, silencers and machine guns.
Right.
How it's going to put. The public's not with you in any way on that right now.
And that's the same thing with background checks.
What I was trying to push you to say is what I was trying to say. What I was trying to get you to say was exactly what you said. And I think there's room to start that conversation, but it's not on suppressors and it's not on machine guns. But
Absolutely.
You're looking at the SBR and SBS.
Well, not even that. I mean, just think about background checks. That's been a big issue and a big topic, and everybody in the gun community or gun culture understands that background checks statistically do not affect the criminal element out there. But the average person, they're going to see background checks and they're going to, well, what's wrong with the background check? That's perfectly logical. There's nothing why we shouldn't get rid of background checks. There's nothing wrong with background checks. And so for us as a gun culture to try to attack the legislation and try to, you know, like the whole gun show loophole, for us to go after something, you know, well, it's double-sided because it is we shouldn't have to compromise. But then again,
it's very simple how you fix that. Ohio just did it, and it doesn't take effect till March. You basically say that if you've gone through the process of getting your concealed handguns license, that you can present that at your FFL, and there's no. All right.
You can do that. I mean, Georgia and Arizona already have similar things, and Vermont, several states have it.
Right. Because I'm in Georgia, so yeah, with Georgia, you know, you don't have to have a NICS with a concealed carry. You still have to fill out your 4473.
Right.
The bigger issue was with private sales. That's been the big issue.
Okay.
You know, requiring backgrounds for private sales, and you know, we're against that obviously because it's not going to make a difference. You know, but for us to, as a culture, to really jump on the bandwagon and be against it, the average populace isn't going to understand why that's going to make a difference.
No, let me give you a stepping stone, and Sully knows where I'm going to go because this is a part of the conversation we had. What if your stepping stone is, instead of trying to fight directly, you get the firearm name, manufacturer, and serial number taken off the form? Now a lot of the concern about it's a stepping stone. You're working towards bigger goals, but you're at least taking some of the registration fears away because there isn't a firearm name or serial number connected to the form. Because let's be honest, that shouldn't matter. Either the person is okay to own the firearm according to the background check, or they're not. If they are, it shouldn't matter what gun they're buying.
I would tend to agree, and I think that is probably doable. And the reason that is doable is because so many people just don't understand the firearms sales process as it is.
Right.
If you're doing a specification level change like that, no, that's not going to make any sense to anybody anyway, who's outside of it. So they're like, oh, well, you just change the form, whatever.
Right, exactly.
Oh, I love that idea, but then you're going to have, just to play devil's advocate, you're going to have that group of people that are hardcore Second Amendment that go, well, we shouldn't have to compromise our morals or our rights.
Okay, and this isn't going to be a popular view, but let's be honest. Like the guys who say there's absolutely no way to compromise, no way to do anything. If you don't compromise, you never get ground forward either.
I would tend to agree with that. I mean, it's very simple to see in the whole thing because we fight these big fights over stuff like that, and it while some things can't be compromised, if you want something, long term. It's like you got to look at it like this. We're fighting with a progressive machine. All right, they don't believe in the individualism. They don't believe in the span of life. It's always a legacy sort of thing where they did a little incremental thing and then the next person picks it up, the next person picks it up, the next person picks it up. You always hear them talk about their legacy, and that's the way we have to look at it in terms of if we can get that sort of information taken off the form, this form becomes obsolete, and then the next generation can come and be like, why the fuck are we filling out these forms? This is the dumbest thing ever.
Right. You start making new steps. Go ahead.
The short version of what you guys are saying is the same way we incrementally lost ground is the same way we need to gain it back.
Correct.
That's it, in a nutshell.
Pretty much. Look, let's put it this way, people. And some people are going to jump on me or maybe even Easy Bake over there for saying that sort of shit. But right now we're not doing a fucking thing. All right, we're sitting on our asses with a thumb up our ass. All right.
Well, and what I was going to say is earlier. The reason I asked the question is there are some states. What are we up to? 3 or 4 constitutional carry states. We had 2 before Alaska.
I think we're at 4 or 5 now.
Right, and we only had 2 a year and a half ago. Alaska and Vermont were the only 2 constitutional carry states.
Bitch, please. We've been one forever. Step off.
What's we? I don't remember.
Arizona.
Oh. No, you haven't.
Like 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. But
well, in the span of this kind of conversation, that's
forever.
Yeah, that is a long time. But, I mean, that's
10 years ago, it was illegal to own a fucking 30-round, or never mind, I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah.
See, I don't have those, like, I didn't know anything about Ohio until I started talking to Instructor, like about the gun laws and whatnot. I don't have any of the restrictions you guys have. None.
Neither does some guy or I. We all live in good gun places.
Well,
and Ohio was one of those places that was like couldn't figure it out if it was communist or not. And finally, they're like, you know what? These rules are dumb. The rule in Ohio was you can't have a gun that can shoot more than 31 rounds without reloading, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, but do you guys still have magazine capacity limits?
That is the way they did it. So you could own a 75-round AK drum. You could load the 75-round AK drum, but you couldn't pair it with a gun. All right. So I could have them sitting side by side on my table, and as long as I didn't put them together, it's okay. I could have a belt fed, okay, it's got 31 rounds in the links. All right. As long as I don't put a 32nd round on the link, I'm okay. All right? That's how asinine the laws were. And basically, K6's like, why are you guys even fighting over this? Line it out, get rid of all this stupid shit over here. We're wasting too much time. And they basically went through the law and they literally just lined shit out. Like, the definition of a machine gun is no longer this. It's just part 1. It's no longer part 2. Get rid of that shit. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And well, it's affecting. And I'll have an entire video series, just for everybody saying, just so everybody knows, around March time, we're going to have a whole video series on Ohio's free kind of thing. So it'll be cool.
Okay, so you guys don't have magazine capacity limits anymore.
In March, we won't. We still do right now. Like, I can't take a 40-round PMag and stuff it in my gun.
Okay, well that's yeah, because I remember you saying something about
you could have 30 but not 31.
Yeah. I just remember something in one of your videos you said something.
Can you have 30 and 1 in the chamber?
Yes, it's 31 rounds without reloading. So I can have a weapon that's got a round in the pipe, and then take a 30 round and stick it in it, and we're cool. But like for instance, we have one gun that runs off of Colt mags, the Colt Uzi mags. Colt Uzi mags hold 32 rounds, so we had to modify the magazines to only hold 30, so that when we pipe, yeah, no kidding, right? I see
It's crazy. It's crazy.
fucking
Well,
stupid.
you know, I mean, I can relate to the stupid gun laws thing, originally being from Massachusetts, which is horrible. But that's, you know, I'm glad I moved to New Hampshire where I don't have all that stupidity to deal with.
I have heard that New Hampshire, and you know, it's all
Actually,
bordered by all.
we've made progress recently. A couple of years back, they ruled that senators and whatnot couldn't carry in the state house anymore. Well, that got repealed, so now our senators carry in the state house. So we're actually swinging back to getting rid of the dumb shit.
Well, and I have heard some good stuff about you guys. You know, you're all bordered by all that stupid bullshit in that whole area.
Yeah, we've got Canada to the north and fucking communist New York and Connecticut and Massachusetts to the south.
Yeah, how do you even? I mean, I suppose you can look at it like this. You're like locked. You're like landlocked.
Yeah, well, actually,
like how do you get out? Like
Jaeger said it best. He's like, "You guys are on an island up there," and it took me a second to think about it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess we are." But the bitches, like, if I want to transport any of my firearms, I have to go through all the red tape of trying to get through New York. Either that or fly the fuck over it. That's the only two ways I'm getting a gun out, is either through it or over it.
Well, wait a minute. Going through New York, how does the because transporting is fine. What's the pain in the ass there?
Not through New York, it isn't.
Well, how do you get through New York? I thought there was as long as you didn't stop or stay the
Yeah,
night.
as long as you're
Right.
transiting through the
Yeah,
state.
but okay, so I have to contend with Massachusetts and Connecticut and New York if I try to go down through Mass. And New York City is a nightmare. You don't want to go through there with a firearm because they'll stop you. They want your plate number, they want everything before you even go through. And then trying to go through upstate, it's hard to get through upstate New York without stopping. You know, you're talking 6 hours going through Vermont and then upstate New York and then down through Pennsylvania just to get through there. So
I drive to Missouri all the time through communist Illinois.
But you know, if I were going to Ohio, I can go right through upstate New York, and that's only one state that I have to deal with. But Massachusetts, you got to call the state police. They want your tag number. They want to know what route you're taking. You can't stop. Then you got to deal with Connecticut or Rhode Island, and then New York, and then whoever else is fucking in between you and DC. That's a nightmare to deal with.
I would just if
So you have a duty to
your gun. I would just ship it.
you have a
Fly
duty
with
to,
it.
but you have a duty to notify before you travel
Absolutely.
through.
If you drive into Massachusetts without notifying, you're an instant felon and you're looking at 20 years in jail.
No,
What?
And then it's another 5 years per round of ammunition or something stupid.
That's actually not true as long as you have $250,000 to spend on legal fees.
Well, yeah, you know. But and then Connecticut's the same way, Rhode Island's the same way, New York's even worse. I mean, so we really are on an island. The best way for me to get out of here with a firearm is to check it in the luggage on a plane. In a nice.
And you know what? That's sad. That is completely mind blowing. That you would. It's better for you to show up to the airport with an AR-15 and say, "Hey, TSA, here's my shit.
I'm gonna travel with it.
Cool. I'm gonna hop on the plane. You guys put it on there, and I'll get it when I get off. All right. Then hopping in your car and driving across the state.
Yep.
Now, what's the deal? I heard you talk about that in the
That's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. We need to fix because while we're in peacetime.
Well, what's up with the combat cocks? Why are they taking combat cocks?
Oh,
and
they're
passing?
gun related. Dude, all right. First off, my bag. I got the inspection notice from TSA, right here. My bag they went through it, and I'm missing shit. I'm missing patches, and I don't even know what else because I don't remember everything I had.
They didn't get my patches, did they?
No, your patches.
Those are the patches.
Yeah, they went with tack.
Those were the patches. No, those were Stone guys.
Oh, were they? Well, dude,
No, no,
Make
no.
him mad at the TCA. Make him mad at the TSA.
Whatever. I want my patches.
I tried to. I got a buddy of mine a Benchmade patch. It's a little fucking maybe 1 square inch blue patch. That's one of the ones that's missing. Like, really?
But now let's be honest. Now, do you think did some asshole just take those, or were they legitimately confiscated based on TSA rules?
Well, see, I don't have a confiscation notice. I just have an inspection notice because
So you have an asshole notice.
You have an asshole
Yeah.
notice. Now,
Yeah.
what's the deal with the combat cocks? How is that gun
They were
related?
taking those because they were saying they were gun related.
How
Now they
is
didn't
that?
take mine, and I fucking flew with mine as carry-on.
Yeah, because I've got a couple combat cocks. There's nothing gun related about it.
Yeah.
Mine was on my
I
bag
would
and no one said anything.
I
Yeah,
would.
I-
You know what? Hold on.
mine was
I'll say
reliable.
this. There's just as good a chance that they never were confiscated, but it made great media. I'm not knocking anyone for but let's be honest, dude. I've flown with snap caps and I've been harassed where they're like, "These are rounds," and I'm like, "Not really." And the cop had to come by and tell them they're not rounds.
Now, what's the deal? What about, let's say you had a PVC or the actual patch that had a gun on it. Are you not allowed to travel with a gun patch?
I know someone who was stopped for a pin of a revolver, like a little pin that you would put on the back of your bag.
I know who you're talking about. I heard that story.
Yep, and they weren't allowed to fly with that.
Are you shitting me?
Nope.
No.
That's retarded.
Dude,
Yeah.
I made sure that because I got a keychain of a Galil from the IWI booth.
Bastard.
I made sure that was in my checked bag because I didn't want to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I did with mine. I got a Lola Strange said she wanted a Tabor one that I went by the IWI booth and they'll be at one of the events I'll be going to later this year. So I've got it tucked in my camera bag, so I can give it to her, when I get down there. They had Tabor keychains, so I got one and it made it through just fine. So.
But yeah, I know what Jason's talking about. I heard that story firsthand from the person that had that happen.
I had a combat cock in my in my pants, and then also one in my check bag, and it made it through just fine.
Right. Well, I mean, I can definitely see where the TSA guys might have fucked with some people's stuff and taken some things, but like I honestly, until Kevin gets the swag bag that I had to ship down to him, along with his camera, because that made it home with me somehow. Until he gets that and goes through it, I don't know if there's anything missing from that because that was bagged in my check bag. I threw extra shit into it, by the way, Kevin.
Great.
Well, that's
as long
just
as the camera's in there.
Yeah, the camera's in the bag, in the middle, wrapped around. So.
Well, and that's the thing, like guys, the TSA is gonna go through your shit, especially if they go through randomly. They check bags just randomly. They check bags if they look weird. Like, I was actually before I hopped on the plane, one of my guys flipped on me for not putting locks on my camera case, and I was like, "What for?" And they're like, "So that stuff doesn't get stolen out of it." I'm like, "Dude, you're telling me that I'm gonna put 2 Pelican cases loaded with camera gear through TSA, and they're not going to throw them through a scanner and look at it and be like, holy shit, that looks weird, all right? You're telling me they're not going to look at that shit? Come on. And both times it was rearranged in those cases, all right? Both times they went through the airline. Duh. They're going to cut the lock off to look at it. Doesn't make any sense.
Now, see, I've never flown with a firearm. I've never had to deal with that yet.
It's
Aren't those
actually
cases
good.
supposed to be locked? Aren't you supposed to lock
Well,
them?
with a gun, yeah, that's different.
With a gun, they have to be dual locked. Well, it depends on your airline, excuse me.
Right, they have to be dual locked unless your case has a lock.
But when you show up, it has to be unlocked, and you have to declare it. They want to see it most of the time, because some airlines have rules about what can be in the case with the gun. Sometimes only the gun can be in there. Sometimes, you can't have ammo in it, like that sort of shit. Like,
Right. Well, I know a guy checked his firearm onto the plane when I was headed to Vegas because he was headed to shot as well, and they had him open the case, and then the lady looked, and he had the rifle, magazine, stuff like that, but he didn't have any ammunition with it, so.
right. So they're gonna look at it. You can have most of the time you can have magazines in it or with it, but they're gonna be like, "Is it unloaded? Okay, cool. Close it up. Lock it. Let's go." But typically, if there's a problem with it, you want to run master locks because the master locks, they make a key for them that TSA has, and they can key into your box if there's a problem with it. If it goes through a scanner, it smells like C4 or something like that, depending on what you've been doing with it. They're going to probably check it again, and they have the ability to key in and not cut your locks off.
Yeah, I have a commercial master lock key. There's only 4 of them that.
Yeah. But the reason they have you dual lock them isn't for the guys going through it to finger your guns and stuff like that and check actually do the inspection. It's for the guys on the tarmac so they don't break into your thing and steal it, because some of those guys are kind of questionable.
Yeah, no shit.
Guys.
What's up, G-Webs?
Hey.
Link.
Yeah, no, man. I don't know what's going on with G Plus tonight, but I sent out links and people aren't getting them. And then I got people commenting on YouTube side that said YouTube's freezing up. So I don't know what's fuck's going on. But
And you know what? I did not accomplish one of my major goals at SHOT Show last week, which was to confirm the existence of G-Webs as an actual person. It still didn't happen.
I would like to point
That's
out.
my long term.
Hold on,
That's my long term. Yeti.
Hold on.
Doesn't
I would
work
like to
easy,
point
babe.
out, in his defense, I can confirm a sighting of G-Webs as a confirmed person.
Last
we ate
year,
dinner together.
Who does eat barbecue.
that was a body double.
A hand double?
Supposedly, I was in the same room as G-Webs, and I didn't even know it. All right, so there are pictures taken, all right, that I've seen that have G-Webs tagged from the back or something like that, and I can see myself in the corner of the photo, and didn't even fail.
you're like, shit, I was right there. I was that close.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't even know I was going to see him, and I sat down and had a whole meal and conversation with him. So,
And you didn't know it was him until afterwards?
halfway through, he's like, "Oh, and by the way," I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That's fucking hilarious.
Hey, Kevin.
Well, now it's creepy.
Yep.
You know that Facebook mentions thing I was telling you about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
All right.
All right, so Kevin, let's bring up some gossip. Was there any confirmation on all the banter back and forth at SHOT Show about a certain person? You should know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you want to get into it or not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Side chat.
Oh, I'm not. I'm on the iPad now.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what he's talking about either, but we'll have to figure it out.
I know what he's talking about. Kevin, can you get a thing on G Plus message?
I can get a text on my one phone, the main phone.
Hang on, I'll text you.
Yeah, so I'm getting a text from Kevin a day before SHOT. He's like, "Hey, by the way, this is my other number that I'll be available at SHOT."
I needed to make sure that we were able to push out content, so I needed 2 carriers to make sure we could
Yeah,
do it.
that's the problem with doing everything on the phones is when the phones go down or the batteries get low and stuff, you're kind of effed.
Mm-hmm.
By the third day of SHOT, I had my phone charger in my pocket,
Yeah, exactly. I'm walking around with my charger in my pocket, my cord going to my phone.
and it was like I'd duck into the Wolf booth and plug in and be like, "All right, I'll be back later," you know.
Do they make rental phones? They should make rental phones for Vegas so you can pick up a second phone or third phone.
Well, the only problem with that is everything's so good in Vegas already. Why would you want to touch anything that anybody else is?
That's true.
Kevin, did you get the text
Diseases.
message?
I did. That's not something I can broach, but I can ask a question because I that kind of maybe someone else will jump on. So,
Yeah,
Spectre,
I just
you
want all the
had a
controversy.
Spectre, you had a
What is the controversy?
Spectre, you had a day on the range prior to SHOT, right?
I did.
And how was that?
It was awesome, actually. It was a lot of fun. If you guys didn't see those videos, they're on the playlist from my SHOT Show playlist. We only produced those 2 videos and the Wolf video from SHOT because we blew up a computer, and I actually had to borrow a computer to do the edit for the Wolf video. So unfortunately, everything's coming out a week late. Shit happens, you know.
He had to borrow a computer from a black
Including
man.
our computers. What are we gonna say? But as far as that range day is concerned, it was a lot of fun. There were a lot of companies there that you wouldn't expect. 511 was there. You know, a few other people.
Right on.
It
Was every the rumor that was going around that I think everyone's tiptoeing around is there was a rumor going around on the SHOT Show floor that, again, I heard at some point in passing, and we were like, really? Was that there were certain instructors that weren't up to par versus their reputation. Did you see anything related to that, or was that just bullshit?
In what respect? Like up to par? You mean
I have steered this horse as far as I can without, again, man, I don't know enough information to speak on it.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't say anything.
Let me put it this way.
Like the credentials magnitude or something?
Everything that I saw showed aptitude. Okay.
Okay.
And
so
that's
maybe it was
all
just a bunch of bullshit that was flying around because people were jealous because they couldn't get into that event or something.
I know the rumor, so I'll go. It was. Let me try to get it. It wasn't about knowledge. It was about demonstrations compared to what had been shown widely before.
Ability versus knowledge.
Okay.
You know what we're talking about. I can tell by the look on your face. So
I know exactly what you're talking about. And
it was injury related, my understanding is.
Yes. So what people are talking about is there was an injury that had occurred a few days before, and when this individual was doing a technique a certain way, trying to demonstrate a specific technique, not related to the rest of the techniques, the aptitude on that specific technique was not so great. Because he could
That's
barely...
a very diplomatic way to put it.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a haiku.
Well, okay, let me put it this way.
It's somebody whose reputation is so large that it may or may not be fair to judge them on a single day based on what we heard.
And look,
right.
I think that's the case. The rest of the stuff that I saw on the range the rest of the time was consistent with everything else that I'd seen, you know. But when doing a low draw with right hand that has, you know, several ligaments torn in the right shoulder, pulling a little right, come on, give me a break. Switch his hand just fine. I don't know who generated this sort of information, but...
Well, we don't know where it started from either, but that was a very...
I would like to know where the information originated from, because whoever did... I was physically there, and whoever generated that information has misrepresented the actual occurrences.
I can't remember who said it to us. What I remember is we mentioned to somebody, we're going to an event with XYZ next week, and they were like, oh, did you hear what happened with them? I can't remember for the life of me who that was. I mean, again, you meet so many people and shake so many hands and talk so much shit the whole time. Yeah.
Now, speaking of shit talking, you had made reference to the fact that someone had done something that kind of rubbed you the wrong way. Is that something you want to get into, or?
No, just again that there were certain people that were there with a lack of sense of couth. I'll tell you off air. Again, it's stuff that's not. It doesn't need to be put out there in that way because I'm not trying to be malicious towards anybody. But it's stuff that I'm sure that they'll be hearing from other people that they fucked up. It's not something. I mean, again, and if the stories that I heard are true, they're not gonna stick around long.
Was this about the guy that was overly salesy and pushy?
There's a couple of those stories from what I understand.
Yeah, I know. I only experienced one or two of those.
Oh. Yeah. Anyway.
I would like to know what that story's all about.
Again,
We
without
should have stayed till Friday.
without flat out naming anyone, basically some people don't know that a large part of SHOT Show isn't trying to close deals. It's just enjoying being there and hanging out with people.
Right.
And at times when it was definitely not work time, they were in full-blown work mode.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's work. I would say to anybody who's planning on going to SHOT that don't overwork yourself.
Work ends at 3.
Huh?
Work time when you can push for sales and deals and stuff, that shit ends at 3 at SHOT Show.
Right.
Unless you're in a meeting. If you're in a meeting, different deal. But
or you're pushing out a live show.
Right, no, but I mean work time in terms of closing deals.
Right.
Doing your content is different, but closing deals, being salesy, all that stuff, which is all part of being in this world and being YouTube and all that, that's fine. But after 3, people are in shutdown mode. Hell, the floor is 50% empty by 3 o'clock.
The other thing about that is the majority of the deals that personally I've closed related to SHOT happened after SHOT. The closure happened after SHOT. The majority of them. You do close a few, but. I mean,
well, and then you have people that are trying to build relationships and people that are trying to get a free gun. And there's a big difference between that approach and to think that the reps and the people that are paid to be there and the people that are paid to make those decisions don't get bad tastes in their mouth because of your lack of couth, not you particularly, anyone's lack of couth. It's ridiculous.
Right.
All right, but let me ask you guys this. So you guys say SHOT Show as far as business ends at 3. Now, is that from you as a YouTuber perspective? Because I'm pretty sure the company that spent the money on that booth doesn't think that way.
Dude, hold on. I introduced myself, and I'm Jason from Easy Bake. I'll tell you this. I'm friends with a lot of the motherfuckers that do pay for the booths, and they're already out of their booth at 3. Yeah. The guys that they leave there are their bottom tier guys.
Right.
Yeah. What's up, Marco?
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
I gotta leave.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Marco.
I did want to leave with one thing that was really funny that you won't see because no cameras were running. At least our cameras weren't running. But we were on range day, and I'm not gonna name. I don't know who this person was. Okay, but this dude, like literally, we were like on the range, and this dude ran up and started photographing us. And we had no idea who he was, and the guy who we were in the booth with, like at range day, was like, "Is that guy with you?" And we're like, "Come on, man, you've seen us before. We don't know who that guy is, And then the guy comes back and starts taking more photos. We're in the middle of range time, like out on the range, and my brother turns to him. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Tactical Bacon is a huge motherfucker, and he turns to the guy. He's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Get it." And then just turns around, grabs hold of an AK, and starts shooting it. Like, I don't know.
Was the guy Kablan Asian or?
I don't think so.
Do you know who he was?
No, I have no idea who the guy was.
Well, here, I'll give you another fun one, Spectre. Sunday night, before everyone's in town for the most part, it's a small dinner. Tim from Military Arms, Hank, probably 12 of us, Marty's there, right? We're all sitting there. Guy walks up in the middle of the Grand Lux, pulls out his camera, just some fanboy guy, and goes, "Man, one guy with a grenade could take all of you out right now." Takes a picture and leaves.
Yes,
and that was the end of dinner. Time to go home.
But like, it's like the moral of this story is like if you are a fan, okay, we as creators appreciate our fan base. All right, I interact with my fans on it and our fans on a daily basis. I answer questions for Wombat all the time. I answer questions for Bacon when he's deployed all the time. Like, we like to interface with you guys if you do it right. All right. If I'm in the middle of a dinner with my girlfriend and you walk up and take a picture down her shirt, I'm gonna punch you in the face. All right. Don't.
And ask for a copy.
Huh? And that's and where it's going to be published. But just be courteous, all right? Before I leave, because I really have to go now, but one of the things that I will say is you get way more traction when you're polite and courteous than you do when you're not. And the case in point in this is, I don't know how many of you guys are like country music fans, but in my hometown, there is a huge country music festival every year. And Brad Paisley is actually from that town. Well, not from that town, from that area. And he walks into the Cracker Barrel. And I'm sitting there eating dinner with some friends. And
they got a restaurant just for crackers up where you live?
Shut up. So he walks in with his parents and starts having dinner, all right? Nobody says a word to him. Everybody in the room fucking sees him. They're like, holy shit, this Brad Paisley. Nobody interrupts his dinner. And on his way out, he grabbed hold of the hostess's mic thing off of her face and said, hey, I really appreciate you guys letting us have a peaceful dinner, together as a family. Haven't seen my parents in a while. Really appreciate it. I'm buying all your dinners. And he bought everybody in the room's dinner, all right? And I quickly hurried up and bought some more food. The moral of the story is, like, if you see somebody that you think is cool, or somebody that you want to talk to or something like that, wait for an opportune time, wait to be polite, and don't just walk up and snap a picture. Some people don't realize this, but that's really rude, all right? And I think in the digital age, a lot of people and a lot of us, that have grown up with cell phones and, cell phone cameras and stuff like that, forget that aspect of private life. And although we're in the eye, be considerate. So I'm sure that this has happened to all kinds of people, and I still can't get a fucking picture of G Webs. So I might have to go paparazzi on his ass next year. I don't know.
He's not commenting.
Yeah, G Webs is definitely who's the guy from Charlie's Angels? Well, Charlie from Charlie's Angels. It's like the voice that you never see.
One day,
more like Cheryl Teagues.
G Webs is like Cousin It. It's just the voice and a hand. That's all you see.
I heard he's really tall, but
I can confirm that.
I've seen him in person. He's a real person.
So how is it that the guys that talk to him the least have seen him, and you two haven't seen him yet?
Yeah.
Creepy.
Anyway, guys, thanks for the invite. I gotta go.
Right on, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the invite.
Yep. So now let me ask you this, guys, that made it to shot. Do you feel or do you see a definite separation between YouTube / media personalities and the actual guys there to do business?
No.
Well, hold on.
I heard a lot of people whining.
I saw a lot of people take their business from I'm a YouTube content creator to I'm qualified to now advise you on media and how to run your business when it comes to social media. I did see a couple of those business cards.
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
That there was a couple business cards of YouTube content creators that are now, again, they're media professionals, they're consultants, they're able to advise people not only on how to make a YouTube video, but on how to run their media and their advertising. All of a sudden, they're media professionals. I said it a couple times, there wasn't the masses of small and medium YouTube channels there. There just weren't. Either that or I didn't run into them.
No, there weren't. There were more last year. YouTube people running around cameras than there were this year.
Well, the general consensus that I've gotten from different people I've spoke with is that there, it wasn't, that shot wasn't as good. I mean, I guess that's a personal preference or personal evaluation, but that shot wasn't good. There wasn't that much stuff there, and that like Easy Bake said, everybody was just kind of bitching and moaning about the fact that there was nothing like revolutionary cool there.
If you didn't find anything cool, then you just didn't look hard enough. It's the biggest show in our industry. It's the 5th biggest one in Vegas. takes 2 floors plus, what, 6, 7 extra rooms?
All right, I will counter that just to play devil's advocate because Stone Guy loves it when we do. A company like Ruger, who I like, their innovation this year was a couple new slide colors and that 22 pistol with the little bipod on it.
And also a red trigger.
And again, colored things. Glock's innovation was to cut a piece out of the slide so they could put an RMR in it. That's not exciting.
Well, if you don't want to think of it as exciting, you don't have to, but you could look at it as very exciting if you wanted to. The fact that Glock is reinforcing the competitive shooting sports and making more guns for it, and they're making a 10mm for hunting.
You hear anything from Smith & Wesson this year?
So you're gonna. I'm not a Smith & Wesson person, but Ruger, if we want to go back to that one. So they didn't put out a bunch of stuff for SHOT Show. That's pretty sure it's the company that's put out more of those little Takedown 22s, the SR9 series. There's a whole bunch of those now.
Told you I'm a big fan. Just saying.
All I'm saying is they come out with
the innovation. Come on,
they do it all year long. So what? They don't save it up for SHOT Show? Big deal. SHOT Show doesn't. There's no law that says everything has to be at SHOT Show. It has to be unveiled, and they have to wow us every year.
Right,
but it just happens to do a hell of a lot of innovation all the time.
But
but we can comment when it doesn't happen that it didn't. Yeah.
That's being short-sighted then. I mean, again, you can perceive it that way all you want, but that doesn't make it the fact that there was nothing done by Ruger in 2014 between SHOT Shows.
Well, it's not nothing done. There was no big announcements at SHOT Show. There's a difference. A lot of companies came out with innovative product. What the bigger narrative may be is that SHOT Show is becoming drastically less important year by year because of individual companies' media access.
Yeah. And I'm not saying...
If you think about it as if SHOT Show's point is to bring out new product, the other reason it's called a trade show is because it's for the trade of the firearms industry. So it's there for people to do business and to make deals and to do all that stuff that happens there. For manufacturers to find new product, for importers to bring in new stuff to, for distributors, for people to make arrangements and stores to grow and all kinds of stuff to happen. And then, all the people getting their hands on stuff, all that stuff.
I will argue that G-Webs has probably the most, has the most experience of anyone I know in terms of SHOT Show over the years, what's happened, watching media come into this fold, a real grasp of seeing it from start to finish to where we are today, finish being today. I give you more credit than you know, trust me. And I think what we're kind of arguing about this year is you're saying, you know what, and I could be wrong, it's us as the media's responsibility to find the new stuff, to find the little guy that came out with something different that no one's reporting on,
definitely.
To find all that stuff. But the problem, as you know, is that as content creators and people that are there reporting, we have to do 3 or 4 different things during this balancing act called SHOT Show. And if all we did was went and found the new little guys with something innovative or new, 6 months later, where would we be? Versus a balance of that with, again, other bigger companies that we know we're going to be working with throughout the year.
Oh, innovative. You know what I totally forgot about, Kevin? Remember that fucking booth we went down to there in the basement with that fucking segmented flashlight?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We'll have to
cool.
follow up with that guy. That was
we need to. I have his card somewhere.
I have his Clarence.
Yeah.
You guys gonna make a video of it?
Yeah, he had a flashlight company, and it was cool. He had some innovative things within flashlights.
Jaeger's already done the video of it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm thinking if that's the same.
So I'll call him and tell him to take it down.
Be like, bitch.
No, it was a pretty cool. I don't think a video's been done on it because the fucking light the guy had was the prototype.
Yeah, but Jaeger does on scene.
Oh, that's true too.
Regardless, there was some stuff. I think the other thing that we're discounting, and I'm trying to remember it, but the taste in everyone's mouth the year before was panic. Remember that last year? And this year there's a surplus of black guns. AKs are everywhere. The ammo thing's not as bad as we thought it would be. It's just a different feeling this year. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just trying to point out that might be a factor as well. A lot of people were uncertain last year versus this year. This again.
Yeah, there was definitely no like energy or electricity behind it, I guess.
And apparently something happened with the SIG brace, G-Webs. I'm not sure if you heard about that or not.
Apparently that ruling kept the boys at Diamondback from getting into some serious shit.
I just finished my pistol build too with my SIG brace.
So what are you gonna do with it, Stone Guy? What's your decision?
I'm gonna wait because it's not a law yet. I'm gonna wait to see what happens. You know, if it gets to the point where they're gonna aggressively pursue people that shoulder a SIG brace, like if that ruling stands, I'll probably just SBR it, pay for the tax stamp, and.
Well, I mean, you're in Georgia, right? I mean, one of my business partners just did an SBR in Georgia. It took 27 days.
Yeah. Georgia's getting a lot better than it used to be.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, at this point, when the ATF has their timeline down to sub 30 days, if you want an SBR, go get an SBR.
You know, and the other big thing and the other reason I might not SBR is for the fact of travel, interstate travel. You know, if I want to travel with my pistol with that SIG brace on it, I can travel anywhere. You know, with an SBR, there's a lot of red tape.
A better reason to wait is SIG Sauer filed suit. So
I'm just going to take my I have one pistol that I bought.
SIG Sauer did not file suit.
Who filed suit? Somebody filed a lawsuit.
No, SIG Sauer, their big action they were taking is to refer it to their legal department. They have not actually filed the lawsuit. They filed a lawsuit a year ago over the fucking suppressor muzzle brake, but on the SIG brace, they have referred it to their legal department. They have not filed a lawsuit.
Their letter was basically an insinuation of an impending lawsuit if the rulings stood, or if they lost business or revenue because of it.
Right. But I will tell you yet again, I think it highly unlikely that they file a lawsuit.
Does anyone think that current video content that was created before that second letter went out needs to be removed if it's out?
No.
Oh shit! I totally forgot to ask how Spectre felt about "Are You Ready for It?" ripping him a new one.
We talked about that. There's a whole other side to that as to why Spectre pulled those down, and it's not got anything to do with him personally. So just leave it alone. We actually had a good hour conversation on that I'm not going to put on live.
But Are You Ready for It did rip him a new one. I thought it was pretty funny.
Who's Are You Ready for It? I thought Mule was mad at him too.
Are You Ready for It? You don't know? Oh, dude, she's a former Marine that runs a news podcast or news channel on YouTube.
And she went off on VSO?
She never said his name, but there's no doubt that's who she was talking about, because it was literally 30 minutes after he posted his video, she came out with hers.
Wow.
And it's awesome. But she's a pretty
It's Are You Ready for It News, and spelled like the letter R, the letter U, RDY.
She's a pretty cool chick. I mean, she doesn't sugarcoat anything. That's
she's out there.
Is it the political port?
Does she have any time to do anything else? She's putting up 6 videos a day.
I think because she's if I remember correctly, she got medical retirement from the military. So I think she goes to school and does her YouTube channel.
Stone knows all the Stone knows the backstories on all these chicks. Hashtag rapey.
Oh.
So, I think again, just to finish up that thought, I just gonna put mine in a. I think I'm just gonna put mine in the safe and kind of hang out and watch things, not use it for a while.
Yeah, I finished mine maybe like 2 months before this decision came out. I've only got to shoot it like 3 times. So
yeah.
Well, the thing about it is you can still go shoot it and have it. And
yeah, but I got to take off the SIG brace. I don't feel like doing all that.
No, you don't. You just got to shoot it from the hip.
You can shoot it.
Put a laser on that motherfucker.
Hell, shoot it with the SIG brace as it's intended. Wrap that thing around your arm and shoot it gangster style, one-handed.
That is a good point. That is a great point. You can just go in and just shoot it like that, which is obnoxious as fuck, but you know what?
The ranges around me probably wouldn't let me shoot it like that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a pistol. 2 hands, standard pistol grip.
Have you tried to two-hand a SIG pistol brace when you actually have it on as a brace?
It's very difficult.
I'm sure it is. I didn't jump on that bandwagon. I was like, okay, that's great. I don't care about having a 16-inch barrel. I'm not going to put... I'm one of the people who won't fucking go through the bullshit with the ATF
12.
Oh.
and get an SPR.
Buy a Tavor.
Yeah, exactly. If I want a short gun, I'm going to buy a fucking bullpup.
Can't buy one of those either.
You can't buy a Tavor?
Has to be 29 inches overall length. So if I want a Tavor, I have to get an 18-inch Tavor and pin and weld a 4-inch, well, like about 2.5 inch.
That's because you live in the Republic of Maryland.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I don't have that problem, so...
Well, yeah, you can't even get... Can you even get an SBR?
Yes, we can have all class 3s.
So you can get an SBR, but if you get a non-SBR, it has to be 29 inches just because
Yes.
shits and giggles.
We have very rich people-friendly laws here. Extremely. So if you can afford something class 3, it's not a problem.
It's an extra 20% per gun.
That's crazy.
I will say this: the cost of the tax stamp is roughly the same cost as the SIG brace.
Absolutely.
I got my SIG brace for $50.
Well, I didn't say
They plummeted. I've heard they plummeted on like.
I know
sites.
Avon and Omar be selling them on the corner.
Yeah, those are the ones that fell off the truck.
Omar don't sell.
Dude, they're still again, even before this happened, it's not like there was a ton of them out there. They were very hard to find for most shops.
Oh wait, well, this is totally off the subject, but I heard a great joke today.
Oh boy.
So I was in the station, and the guy says, "How many cops does it take to push a guy down the steps?" And we all look. We're like, "Fuck, no one's touching that one." They're like, "None. He fell."
That's good.
Funny.
You people beater. And then he giggles. It's like, yeah. Well, back to SHOT Show. I don't really have... I have to go through all the footage and kind of piece everything together, but versus last year, I just did it totally different. I did not run around and do booth review after booth review. The other thing that's pissing me off is this. The lazy ass... I'll throw this one out there. The lazy-ass motherfucking YouTube channels who don't even do an intro. It's the video starts, and it's the dude that's paid to be there. Hi, I'm Bob from XYZ Company, and I'm here to tell you about da-da-da, it's SHOT Show 2015. If you're so fucking lazy that you can't even say, hey, what's up? Here's who I am. Thanks for tuning in. Here's my guy. Just met him. He's going to tell you about this gun. That is some lazy-ass editing and lazy-ass effort in the first place. Now, I understand there's certain situations where you roll up on a booth, and their rules are, every 30 minutes our guy's going to speak and you all get to film it. I've seen that shit, which is stupid too. But other than that, come on, man. That's lazy.
Whatever. All my videos are like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't make a video. That's not my style of video making.
Bullshit. At least you say something, G. At least you acknowledge that you are there. I'm talking about it. Literally, it starts and it's just, hi, Bob from XYZ.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I'm not.
You
it's
mean
not
like no
new.
interaction?
There's 4 or 5 of them. There's 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, but you're talking about one who keeps posting his videos in that group.
I don't know. I seriously don't, dude. All right. Well, yeah, him.
Yeah.
It's fucking lazy.
That guy.
To that fucking guy.
That guy? Inside
That guy.
chat?
I don't know. I'm not looking. I told you I'm on the iPad.
What about range day videos where you don't do anything but just a picture of someone shooting?
I didn't see it or do much range day video, but we did it live. We were there. We saw everybody. But the problem was that was our first day doing it, and our tech issue was that the major picture on the screen was
for some reason it was
was
locked
not
on
what we wanted it to be. Yeah, it locked on the wrong thing. But we fixed that the next day. Day 4. But
we did get some backup footage, Kevin, on the handy cam there with the
yeah,
the Tavor and the Uzi Pro and everything.
And the Oakley.
Oh yeah, and the Oakley. And did we video the suppressed RDB?
Yeah, left nut on the suppressed shotgun.
Tag Daddy let me down because he didn't want to give Tori Tanaka a DMV shout out for me.
Oh, G-Webs, did you get to meet her finally in person?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take off. It's getting late.
All right, cool.
I'll see you guys later.
Take it easy, Sully.
Jason, good to talk to you again.
Good to see you again, brother. Oh, hey, Sully, before you go.
What?
So, did the Febreze work or no?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm assuming to get the stripper smell off of you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
we'll
glitter.
go with that.
And the glitter.
Yeah,
and the glitter.
Use dryer sheets.
Don't worry. I got my bill. There was no overcharges. We were solid.
Isn't that funny how all strippers smell the same? Like they got
it's called shame and misery.
Yeah, they got one giant. They got one giant bottle of perfume they all share in the back dressing room.
No, that's just that's the smell of shame, dude.
I'll give you one from Vegas. I was drunk enough, and again, I didn't do anything stupid any times I was drinking, but I was drunk enough that at that one club, maybe I did, at that one club that I went in the back, I was like, oh shit, that guy has jupe. I haven't smelled jupe since 1990. And I sprayed that shit on my wrist. I was like, that smells like high school. Yeah. And then I gave him $1 and took a small breath mint.
You should have got the Polo Sport.
Jakar Noir.
I still rock the original. Jakar Noir. Yep, that was big for a while.
Stone, I have a bottle of that sitting in my closet somewhere.
It smells a little bit like ant spray.
You can.
Jakar.
Women love the smell of dead insects.
Yeah. So tune in next week for more stories from fucking SHOT Show after parties.
Yeah.
And maybe Schwell will join.
Yeah, he will. I had the room at the end of the hall, like all the way at the end of the hall.
Fucking 100-yard hallway.
It was easily 100. I think it was about $130, $140. I really do easily.
Yeah.
But
probably.
And it felt you got down the middle of that hallway, and it was one of those things like you were waiting for a door to open, and 3 or 4 big motherfuckers just grab you and pull you in a room. You'd be fucked. You'd have no say in the matter. You'd have no say in the matter. Is my point.
Yeah, because one end of the hallway is the elevator, and the other end is the fucking staircase that we were 18 floors up. Yeah, fuck that.
You were fucked.
All right, guys.
But trying to get later, Sully. I will tell you that trying to bowl a tennis ball from one end to the other is almost impossible.
Challenge accepted.
Yes, please try it. Tennis ball, underhand, carpet, all the way. Good luck.
I'm game.
Yeah. All right. Get it on tape. I do have video. I did take a GoPro and walk the alley. Like one time when we woke up in the morning, I wanted to see if the GoPro was working good. So like the walk to the elevator, I think I got it. So we might even be able to quantify how long that fucker was. But regardless, it was fun trying to come up with games in the middle of the night.
Quantify how long it is? You're going to go Mythbusters on the video of you walking down the hallway?
Yes, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to go 140. I'm going to guess 140.
Anything else?
That's all I got. The story of the tennis ball, to be revealed.
Too funny.
It was fun, trust me. Stone Guy, you would have had a good time at the one place.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tack, man, you let me down, bro.
We're gonna have to plan that better next year.
I pulled out the camera and I looked at Sully and I was like, I could push this out right now. He's like, dude, if you put boobs on YouTube, you're gonna be ruined. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I can't do that.
Dude, all I'm saying is next year the YouTuber event is gonna be at White Castle. Fuck all this. We're going to a suite with 100 dudes in it thing.
How many events were there then?
There was one, and it was like, it was nice of them to put it on and have like 900 Johnny Rockets burgers there, but it would have been nicer if the air conditioner was on too.
So it's one of those clubs with no AC.
Dude, that's what it was like. It was like, hey, it's really dark in here and really sweaty.
And it smells like balls.
Yeah, like
and
I felt like Lil Jon.
A rap battle broke out, from what I understand. No, that was the day before.
That was the day before. That one or that one? Which one?
And then there was Aaron from We Like Shooting, who went up to Argo J and was like, "Yeah, we shouted you out on our podcast earlier today. Happy birthday and everything." And he's like, "Dude, I'm not swell." Shit was hilarious.
Oh, that makes me so happy in so many ways.
It was so funny.
Hey, Tack, so did you holler at any knife companies out there? Are there rack and knife companies out there this time?
I have in my possession a couple business cards from a couple different knife companies. You'll be seeing some stuff. I like that Fox Dart Marcata knife concept where you have a training knife and then you have the actual real deal. And what was interesting, and this will come out again. This is the one booth video I did do because I've been fascinated by that knife since he started releasing videos on it. And then he's got a whole series.
That's the one that's like $300, right?
The Karambit, right? It's $249 for both of them or something like that. TheUltimateKnife.com. Shout out to Ladd and to Doug because they were cool. They were very cool, both at the booth and at the event. And what I learned from the one guy that helped design it with him is he carries two of the trainers to use them as blunt impact weapons before cutting. So he'd rather have two of those things with the ring, with the ability to, again, it's got the flipping action, it's got the direct ring action, and as Doug pointed out in the interview video that I recently put it up, when you pull that one knife as a guy who usually pulls a gun, the grip and where the ring is on the ring finger is almost like a trigger finger. You know what I'm saying? But that knife I liked, but then there was the big boy companies, the Emersons, the Medfords, a couple of those different things that were definitely cool. Strider, and I did get some footage of some of that stuff. But I got basically an equal amount of product, along with again new stuff and developing stuff, and then also the interview stuff. So the interview stuff is what I can't wait to kind of get into because.
What was the coolest prototype gun you saw there? Because half the time there'll be like a booth and they'll usually have a big company will have like 1 or 2 guns that's like released in 2020 or something like that. So
the Remington R51.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up. Are they really re-released?
Hold on. Let me do this one, Kevin. Not only did they re-release it, but they had a whole spiel about it, right? And we're sitting there talking to the guy, and he's actually doing a great little spiel about what they're fixing and all this bullshit. And he's like, look how smooth the action is. So I grab it, I go to rack the slide, it goes halfway back and snaps forward and bites my finger. And he's like, well, that one might not have been fixed yet.
Do you have that on camera?
Like, well, can we get you on tape talking about all the stuff that you guys did? And he's like, no, we're not doing that.
Why would they bring the one that didn't get fixed to demo at SHOT, right?
It was like again, as he said it, I was sliding it back, and it has that rotating fucking barrel, or rotating whatever the fuck it has in it. As it's going back though, it's like there's like a definite hitch halfway through, and when I went to continue going back, it went snapping forward and just cut my hand open.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an awesome gun. I highly recommend it. Like, if someone takes your gun from you, you know they're not going to be able to chamber around.
Yeah, right. What was the other thing? Yankee was talking about the Canic that had all the different bells and whistles on it that basically render it a very difficult weapon to be reliable. That's a dumb sentence. Basically, make it something that you can't really consider to be reliable.
That really wasn't much better.
All right, that motherfucking gun is not very reliable because of all the buttons and doodads on it.
There you go.
What he's saying is that shit got too much bullshit on it to work right.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So you honestly didn't see like no cool prototypes out there for like future?
No, there wasn't shit.
Oh wow.
Gee, what did you find that you again? I know you weren't there for too long, but what did you find that was amazing to you, or up and coming, or knocked your socks off?
That's how exciting the show was, guys. Just if you're wondering. No, in terms of prototypes that were out there, a lot of weird stuff was there, like a goofy double KSG shotgun and shit like that.
Oh, the double
the
1911,
DP12,
the double 1911.
That was there last year though. No, but the DP12 was new this year. I thought that was cool just looking at it. I thought it was heavy as I figured it'd be heavy as shit, but it looked cool.
Because when 15 rounds of buckshot's not enough, 30 is.
It does look like Caltech fixed the sub 2000. Fixed a lot of different things about it that apparently people had issues with.
Talking about new stuff, and in terms of new stuff, there just was not much there at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still trying to think. Can you think of anything that was truly new on the floor?
No, it was stuff that, again, like we said, we saw a picture of, or we had a discussion about, or whatever. There was 2 or 3 of those things. I was like, yeah, that would have been awesome.
Well, now the Glock. No,
well,
it's just another Glock.
Hold on. But I don't care who you are. The Century Arms, the little Mac 10 thing that everyone's doing stuff about. That I saw that at a Gun World a while back. But the mini Uzi from IWI, I didn't see it having any issues. I understand what it is. It is a little just pistol, but it's a cool little tactical Uzi that, again, runs 9mm that you could probably I'm thinking there's more to come. It does have a brace. It has a folding stock. I don't know if that's the way to go, but I grew up a Chuck Norris fan, and that little Uzi was bad as shit. I will say that.
Do you remember that Chuck Norris's Uzi was full auto, though?
I understand that, and I've shot those before, and this is not an open bolt. It's different. But it worked, and it's a modern version in what you think IWI would do based on the Tavors and what they've done with it. That's what it is. It's a modern version of a little cool Uzi design gun. That's what it is in my mind. And I did like that. In terms of innovation,
the newest thing out there was the curve, which the only thing that stood out about the curve was that it's not really that curved. It's not, dude. Like, the pictures make it look like holy crap, and you pick it up and you're like, is it actually curved?
Well, you would think that what's that? The mechanics wouldn't allow itself to be that curved, because you'd still have to feed from a straight magazine. You still have to have a straight chamber, obviously a straight barrel. Mm-hmm. So, aesthetically, you would maybe be able to curve the frame, but all your internals would have to be straight. So
wait a minute. This gun doesn't allow you to shoot and curve the bullets around shit like that movie?
It does. You got to train.
You got to like whip the arm, kind of.
You got to know how to flick that wrist.
Whip the arm. It's a wrist thing.
It's all in the shoulder, bro. It's all in the shoulder.
No, it's all in the
shoulder.
It's the shoulder roll. So once you lock your arm out there and you're swinging it, you got to roll your shoulder at the same time.
If you guys can only see me right now, I think I got it down.
Told you. That's all you need, just advice.
I thought it was in the flick of the wrist.
I think it's both, actually. I think it's both.
Hey, but
it's almost like frisbee golf, but different.
Did you see the Masterpiece Arms, the 930 DMG takes the Glock mags?
Right, the Masterpiece Arms. It's a multi-caliber that can do all kinds of different calibers and mags.
And it takes Glock extendo mags.
Right
Oh,
now,
but I
there
that's
saw
was
I
the
that's
saw
cool.
the
308 pistol
MGI.
downstairs. There was
Saw the
the Glock
MGI one that
carbine.
does that, and we saw the Tresnas that do that. So that's kind of a trend is to be able to take Glock mags, obviously.
Well,
Sure,
Now,
but
it,
now
as we're
that they're
talking about
polymer,
innovation, and there's all that, and then 308 pistol downstairs. That's going to be a 7.62 by 39 pistol. There's
what?
that Glock was sitting. That Glock carbine was right next to it with the stock and the 16-inch barrel.
What? No,
Um,
no, 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 no.
There's Surefire lights that are use
I saw
AAA
that one.
batteries now.
Wait, now go back to the
There's
Glock
the
carbine.
loopholed optic that has the red dot and the magnified optic and the same thing. So it's like
yeah, the Devo. The Devo was the
it's like
innovation.
having bifocals.
We all agree that
There's
that was
Fort
cool.
Knox put a cool thing on the door, so now you can put like 6 guns into that corner of a safe where normally you don't have anything. So
What did you do? What
again,
did you do? Go and find 3 or 4 blogs and get a whole list of a bunch of shit so you can come back and spit it all out at the same time?
no, but I'm just saying it's all
It's a
about
lot of stuff.
perception. So and that's
well,
only the stuff that I'm aware of and I'm able to recall as I'm talking. But there was quite a bit of stuff.
Right.
That's again, it's a large trade show.
Stone Guy, it's $500. So basically you already have the Glock. It's $500 and it gives you a stock for it that plugs into the butt plug hole, and they give you a 16-inch barrel.
All right. I guess that here's another way to judge it, G, and I'm
Huh.
just trying to, again, give different perspectives because this is what I'm hearing and this is what we're seeing in comments on videos and things like that. It's not just – I did say before I started this whole thing I'm going to play devil's advocate. You did hear that. If Glock had come out with a single stack 9 like everyone thought they would, everyone would have gone home from SHOT with all this and I'm going to go get a new Glock, whatever the hell it is. I don't get the sense that there was anything at SHOT that everyone's kind of on the street saying, I got to go get that when it comes out or now that it's out or because I saw it reviewed at SHOT. I'm not hearing that like I have it in past years.
The Masterpiece Arms 930, bro. Everyone needs a chopper.
That Masterpiece arm. See, Masterpiece, not only just because they're in Atlanta, but when G-Webs did that factory view and showed the machinery and the quality that goes into those, like, that sold me 100% on the manufacturing aspect of that. And then I don't know whose video it was. I didn't realize that it was the one that took Glock. It was like a flat dark earth or even a desert tan or something colored Masterpiece arm. But they're just neat. They're neat looking.
Well, and then there's I'm leaving out Century with their new American-made AK stuff.
Good
Well,
point.
That's cool.
And then the triggers for the AK, the Geisley
The Geisley trigger.
for $50.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people. Like I said, I heard a lot of people lost those on the planes on the.
See, that's bullshit. What are you going to
airport.
do with an inanimate piece of metal? Like a trigger is just a
Well,
piece
you could
of
say
metal.
that all the way up to a gun with no ammo.
Take it home and put it on your gun when you get home,
I know, but why would TSA confiscate triggers?
so they
Well,
can
why
take it home and put it on their guns when they get home.
I mean, like, I don't.
Along with my one knife.
I don't.
by
I
the
mean,
way.
I guess I don't know. I mean, like me personally, coming from an anti-gun state, like if I went somewhere free, like Nevada, and I was given all these free gun products or whatever, I'd ship it back to myself. There's no way I'm putting that on a plane. I guess that's just my naivety, but I don't want to even deal with TSA in the first place. So
I'll agree with Marco on that. Every year after SHOT Show, this happens and people get all butthurt. But it's going to happen after SHOT Show. It happened every year.
exactly. So ship it. So I mean, like like why put yourself in that situation? It's kind of like saying, I don't know, like I was open carrying, and why did the police,
And
ask me
almost
for my ID? It's like it's gonna happen.
and almost every hotel will do it for you. It is exorbitant, but almost every hotel will have a shipping.
Dude, there's a UPS store on the strip.
There you go.
Instead, your patches were stolen. Well, Stone Guys were.
No hell.
Yeah, you could have got like like when you could have got like a $15, $20 flat rate box and shipped all of your shit in just like 2 or 3 bucks.
Actually, you know what? I'll say there was another innovation that I saw that was pretty cool because I appreciate little shit that expands the market. Did you see Mil-Spec's magnets?
Yes.
Dude, all he did was take rare earth magnets, put them inside of a Velcro patch, so you can now put gun patches all over your safe, all over your fridge, all that shit. And I thought that was fucking brilliant for a way to just sell more patches.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I don't know where mine went. That is something that's the only thing that I can't seem to locate. I'm sure it's in a pocket somewhere or something. But yeah, he's got a little tiny piece of one by 1 inch by 2 inches of Velcro with a little magnet right in the middle of it. It's perfect.
And now people have more places to stick patches.
Yeah. God, how many patches did he have?
I've been making magnetic Velcro things for a year.
Have you? Well, he stole your idea. You should kick his ass.
No, he's cool.
He's the monkey.
But
hey, did you hear he's missing 2 fingers?
Who is?
The guy with the gloves.
Oh man. Let's not start that one.
Something to do with a hammer. Anyway. And he said, "Fuck this! I'm going with soft goods from now on." And now he does patches.
Yeah, dude. How many patches was he giving away?
How many patches did he have?
Dude, all I know is he handed us 3 books. I took like 2 patches, and I'm like, "No, cool." He's like, "No, please take more." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
okay."
He's like, "Go shopping." He's like, "Go shopping." I was like, "Shopping involves me paying for shit." He's like, "No, I mean just take what you like." And I was like, "All right." I took literally about 3 or 4, and I was like, "That's awesome, man. Thanks."
Yeah, I think I had 4. I think she grabbed 3 or 4, and that was like, now I feel uncomfortable taking any more, so I'm going to call it a day.
Right. Well, then we saw him on the Thursday night on the strip, and he still had literally, tons. And so I grabbed a couple
with
more.
A Pelican case full of books.
Yeah. My guess is over 1,000. I'm not even exaggerating.
No, if you were, I would guess he brought more than that to the show.
You got to figure there's 100 in each book, 10 books, easy.
I bet you
easy.
There were more books, because I bet you they were going through books on a regular basis. Because what a great marketing strategy for him. Hey, here I am. Here's my card. Here's the bag of dicks, and grab some patches.
I did not fall for that, by the way, and that is on camera. Just for the record, they had a bag.
Now, is that mil-spec or SOE you're talking about?
Mil-spec.
Mil-spec. They had a bag, and they were like, "Go ahead, reach in and grab one." And I'm like, "Grab one what?" And they were like, "Just reach in and grab it." And I was like, "No, I've been in a fraternity before. I think I'm gonna pass."
But you did fall for the link that you originally sent to me.
Which one are you talking about?
The large gentleman's penis.
That was something different. You got me on. That was to buy a Range Rover for good money. Bastard. I was running up the stairs. I was like, "Honey, you got to see this."
Now I'm.
Never mind.
Now
I got to the top
now I wish Heron
was
was here, because you heard how I got Heron, right?
With the same one?
I got him with that, but I sent him a message while he was on the air saying, "Hey, new ATF ruling on the SIG brace."
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And you can hear hear him on the show like, "Hey," and it looks. Oh, never mind.
Oh, you're tricky. You're tricky, Mr. Easy Bake.
Yeah, I got to come up with a new image for next year.
I did not hear, just for the record, here's the other funny thing. Remember we had, this just came to me. Remember the discussion about, Jay Leno's not going to be, I didn't hear one word about that dinner.
I knew people that went to it, but nobody was really talking about it.
And what did they say? Did they say anything was good about it or bad about it, or did the funny man tell good jokes?
No one talked about it.
Well, he got fucking replaced, didn't he? He got replaced by somebody else.
That's what I'm saying. Did the other funny man?
Who replaced him?
That's what I'm saying.
One of the guys from the Blue Collar Tour, not fucking named Jeff Foxworthy.
Ron White?
The other one.
Harry the Cable Guy?
The Here's Your Sign guy.
Mel Engvall. Oh, you know what? I saw a bunch of people wearing the little passes to that. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, I heard no one talk about it. But then again, let's be honest. People in our crowd didn't go to that fucking dinner.
That's true, too.
Like, that's a little too highbrow for us.
But don't you hear about it eventually? I mean, didn't you hear, doesn't... I guess.
Dude, I don't know anyone that actually went to it. Anyone in the industry that I know of.
Right.
I tried to
only
make
other
us all
topic-
classy and have us all go, and then Leno backed out.
The only topic that I have that we didn't cover also was the fact that, and again, this just is what it is, and I'm not saying I deserve anything, but I noticed that I walked past the NRA booth at least 4 times, once to film the motorcycle because it was cool, once just to kind of linger and see if anyone approached me, make myself kind of obviously available, and then what I'll say is that the strip clubs in Vegas have a better grasp of utilizing social media than the SHOT Show organizers or the NRA does. I was not approached to join the NRA or learn anything about it the entire time I was there.
But you were approached to go to the strip club and learn about the strippers, right?
Yes.
I didn't even have to learn about them. They had their names and pictures on little business cards, and I could even have them come say hi if I wanted to.
Now who's going to...
Now here's the other thing that I'll note, that I'll just point out to everyone that wasn't there. Last year, there's 4 huge columns, right, on the NRA booth, huge, story high, right, taller than that, and on each one there's a picture of somebody. Last year it was Noir, Gabby Franco,
Rosso,
the Asian guy, I think was the other one maybe.
Yeah.
Or no, the blonde. The young blonde, what's her name?
Natalie Foster.
Yes, thank you. And so that's who was up last year. That was, the new NRA. Or we're gonna get the youngins. Remember we talked about that all last year. This year was 4 white dudes. This year was 4 white dudes in suits again.
Well, Corleone said he had a
Now-
wedding to go to.
Well, what they don't talk about is apparently all that freestyle stuff is no longer. That's what I heard.
I don't know of anyone making content for it.
So there you go.
Well, I did.
So it was
see him-
weird. It was
I
different.
did see him Instagram something like join us on like, I don't know. It was gonna be like him and like somebody else from like that group or whatever, and they were gonna be like on some TV show and like come check us out and watch like on the Outdoor Network. I don't get the channel, so I didn't get to see it, but he did Instagram something like that. Let me see. It was recent too.
Well,
who's going to NRA show?
I am.
You think NRA show is going to be...
I'm going to have to join to go, don't I?
Yeah, you got to be an NRA member.
All right.
If you
I'll sign up.
I think you should be a member, but if you're not, you can still go.
I didn't think anybody could... I thought you had to be a member to get in.
Oh, if you have a badge from an exhibitor, it's not a problem.
Well, obviously.
Or a media.
I'm media.
I mean, it's not open to the badge public unless you're a member.
But it's not like you got to go through a special initiation.
Yeah, it's not like you got to fill
Go
out
in and
some-
drop
some-
$25 and you're in, is what you're saying, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
But
Like
yeah, I'll
1
be there.
year,
I
please.
actually think NRA will be bigger than SHOT this year in terms of. I think that the industry doesn't have the excitement that's kind of the overriding theme of tonight, but I think a lot of people are excited about things. And I think they're going to have a really good turnout. I mean, Nashville's a cool city, so you'll have a lot more people willing to take a vacation there than Indianapolis.
We got a couple months out. It'll be a good time of year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really
April,
good
right?
show and interesting. Huh?
Is it April or May?
April
Yes,
11th through 13th.
Can you open carry in there? So it's going to be in Tennessee. Can you open carry? That'd be funny.
Ooh, let's find out.
Well, you have to find out. if you can open
Where
carry in
is
the
it? Where
convention
is
center.
it? Do you know like where it is? It's at a convention center there.
It's probably at the
I'm pulling
convention.
it up right now. Give me a second.
G-Webs, what's been your experience at the NRA events? And will we not find you there this year?
You can carry if the convention center allows it. The NRA doesn't care.
Have you been to some NRA events?
Oh yeah,
And what do you think of them?
they're awesome, for sure.
What's
They're
the
basically
big
everything
difference
at SHOT.
between? It's basically the SHOT Show layout with in terms of the convention, but there's more activity.
No, it's the same exact booths. It's just that none of the boring stuff, because it's just stuff that's interesting for people. And then 20% of it or something is nonprofits, and so you get a lot of organizations and stuff, and then you get all the product, and then none of the boring stuff, and then no business taking place. It's just all showing you what's going on. It's going to be at the Music City Center in Nashville.
Yeah, I'm looking up their policy right now.
What's the dates again?
It's the same exact
11.
dates as the Knob Creek, which is the same dates as the largest gun show in the country in Oklahoma.
Which are
Really?
April 10th.
April 11th through 13th.
So it's 3 days, 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Yep.
10, 11, 12, I thought.
Maybe, is it? Hold on. Yeah, sorry,
Is that
10,
a weekend?
11, 12.
Is that a
10, 11,
weekend?
12. My mistake, yeah, 10, 11, 12.
Friday,
Is that
Saturday,
a
and Sunday.
weekend?
Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday,
Friday, Sunday.
Oh. So all the, yeah, all right.
I do not see anything as of yet about firearms whatsoever.
I'm going to have to find me somebody in Nashville that knows where to
We
stay.
all carried when it was here in Arizona, so I'm assuming if it's cool in the convention center, it'll be cool there.
I'm pretty sure it's
Right,
cool.
that's what I'm guessing. I'm looking at the convention center itself to see.
Well, there was plenty of people carrying in Vegas. Not open, but
No, I didn't think you could carry at the show.
trust me.
That's probably true that you can't.
I did not take a firearm to Vegas.
I took a firearm to
I
Vegas.
was
I did not carry inside.
Aware of, yeah, I was aware of plenty of people who had that I'd run behind.
I had the same issue that G-Webs would have had, which is I can carry my firearm until I cross the border, and then I have to go open. So it stayed in a safe inside Nevada.
Where are you out of, Easy?
I'm in Arizona also.
Oh.
So it was we used to have reciprocity with them, and it went away because we have constitutional carry now.
No.
Shit, I can't seem to find anything.
That'll definitely
G-
be easier to make, the NRA show, I think, for a lot of
Like,
people.
3-hour drive is easier than driving halfway across country?
Yeah.
Like 3/4 of the way?
10th, 11th, 12th, yeah.
You can tell your wife you're going golfing and pull some shit off, Stan.
No, I told her, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to fucking NRA, so it's right up the road.
You didn't say fucking.
As of September, there were no posted signs at the Music City Center saying you could not carry. Given that, I would be shocked if there are posted signs, considering the NRA chose that place for the convention.
And there's a difference between a sign and a metal detector. Big difference.
Or a wand.
I will be shocked if there are wands at the NRA convention.
Hey,
Yeah, when it's good to go at the location, then they're all good. They I think they just say, like, please open carry so that people can see your cool ass guns or whatever. Sort of like Sunday.
Right.
I'm not sure if you do get wand at the DC Convention Center.
You get wand, but not in the way we're talking about.
At the DC Convention Center?
No, this is Nashville.
I get wand at the Verizon Center, guaranteed.
We got to go through metal detectors here at the ice skating rink here. And
Yeah, you're in Florida. You should have to.
That's bullshit.
If there's ice in Florida, yeah, you should get wand.
Yeah.
Think about all the meth heads that are going there thinking it's some other kind of ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Ice in Florida? What the fuck is that?
It's one of them
Oh, I got to
design
call.
things.
Hey, Kev.
What's that?
Looks like we got to call the NRA tomorrow. Set up media credentials.
Say that one more time, bro.
Got to call the NRA tomorrow to set up media conventions for that.
All right.
You have to have media credentials?
Yep.
It's just like shot. Way smaller.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I mean, it kind of sounds like I mean, they're like, give us a call or email us, and
Well, it's free anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's just that if it's, well, they might care about pictures. If SHOT doesn't care about pictures, I'm sure the NRA doesn't care about pictures anymore.
you know what they use that for? They use that for if they want you off the floor and you don't have a media pass, they can get you off the floor quicker.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'd rather get the media credentials just as a fail-safe.
How much media do they allow at that event?
Everyone.
SHOT.
Yeah.
Except there's really no restriction at all. I think for media, you don't even have to be a member of the NRA because there's a bunch of foreigners there too.
Yeah.
But the media room is like a desk and like a cheese plate and then like some waters maybe. They're not there to like. It's just to like to make sure your badge is right. It's not there for like a room or anything.
A desk.
No, sorry. It's just like somebody's staffing it. That's all it is. It's not like a place to go hang out or anything.
Right on.
A desk and a cheese.
Are there a lot of hotels around that place?
Oh,
obviously,
dude.
it's a convention.
There's gotta be. That's a
Oh, no,
massive
yeah.
tourist town.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
What, you having vacation in Nashville?
Oh, Nashville's fun, dude.
I've landed in Nashville and gotten a rental car before.
Oh, it's definitely time to book hotels because the
Yeah,
one they recommend first is the Best Western. So
Coyote Ugly.
Oh boy.
Stay with Jaeger and then just drive in.
Yeah. Commute an hour every day to the team room.
I think it's more than that.
yeah, he's further than that, dude.
It's about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah. Because the problem is there's no road going straight to him. Well,
Right.
you've driven it.
You gotta go down and then up.
Yeah. Camden's definitely BFE.
That's you gotta go past where David Sardi lives, just for the record.
Oh, he lives right there?
Yeah, you passed where he lives off of one of them
You found
roads.
out where he stay at? That's funny.
He was talking about some truck stop. He's like, it's right there off of so and so. Sure was.
That's funny.
What's the deal? You tap 3 times and then it's okay?
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Yeah, I bet he would be fun to go hang out with for like a half a day, though.
No, like a half hour. And then he'd start throwing firecrackers at his horse.
Crazy shit. Oh, dude. Well, I gotta
Time
get
to shut her
going.
down. How many
Yeah.
people you got watching? Anybody watching still?
Nah, like 40 people. Not enough.
All good people.
Pincus had 250 or something.
Huh?
I didn't know what time you were starting, so I was watching my email and I was watching Pincus. He did a live show for an hour, I think, or maybe more.
Oh, you're talking Shooter's
Rob
Mindset
Pincus.
had Pincus on, yeah.
No, Pincus had his own show.
Pincus
It
did
was
his own.
250 people.
He begged me on try to figure out how to do it, so I told him while we were at SHOT how to get the shit done, and now he's doing it already. He's pretty quick.
Uh,
Well,
He
he's gonna
begged
come on as well. No, I'm kidding.
I
I
mean,
told him we ran into again.
I asked him to come on to Every Second Matters to talk about the NSSF's bullshit position about
He will.
all gun owners are criminals, and he's like, yeah, email me, and nothing. So if you got a contact with him, email him and tell him to come on.
All right.
well, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in that watched. Like I said, G Plus was a little screwy tonight. YouTube, and then hell, if I'd known, it's hard to compete with Pincus on another live event. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate everybody that came on the panel, and we'll see you next time.
have a good one, guys.